Alright, so now it's time to find out what Ericthonios was talking about. Let's go ahead and speak with him to take on the next quest, which will take us into the next level of Pandemonium, entitled Masks of the Father. Ericthonios is certain he knows the identity of Pandemonium's assailants. Let's find out. So as we look on the various Hydra statues. So what can you tell us? And so there can be but one conclusion. La Habrea was the driving force behind this chaos from the start. Classic La Habrea. There is logic to that. There are few with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the capacity to create demigods from man and beast with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work with the convocation and the words, his relatively minor role as chief keyword comes under little scrutiny, even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics. It may serve as veil and mantle both. So what do we do? Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetrated here could not have been done by the La Habrea I know. You have met him, yes? Do you think he's capable of this? Oh, definitely. Yeah, if Edie has told us anything, and Mathia has done the same, there's no doubt in my mind he can, and will. Yeah, La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. Yeah, if Edie and Matthias' testimonials are any indication. Is he? So you believe La Habrea to be a man of few scruples, if it brings his goals closer in reach? That alone should be enough, but let me assure you, La Habrea holds nothing so dear as his own ambition. While he may not be the one to let emotion stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe that there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Although we met but briefly, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are ever unorthodox, they seemed guided by a firm understanding of what is just. Which means there is but one way to find out for certain. We must delve deeper into Pandemonium and pull back the curtain on this mystery ourselves. A wise course. I would not deny the truth if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomforting to behold. Yeah, we gotta do something. Though we must move forward with no excess of caution. La Habrea, or whoever's behind this, has likely spread their tentacles into every corner of Pandemonium. We can safely assume the other keywords won't greet us with open arms. Indeed. Agreed. Let us make our way through Abyssos, one careful step at a time. I'm ready if you are. I shall stay by Ericthonius' side in case our enemies think to target him again. Could I trouble you to take the vanguard? Of course. Leave it to me. Thank you. As a precaution, I shall safeguard you with a simple spell. This will ensure that even should we become separated, my phantom warriors will still come to your aid. If it does come to battle, the keyword's magics will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the scales somewhat. I trust you'll be liberal with your weight. I will, thank you. And so, Demas will do what he needs to do, and we will do what we need to do, as we officially accept the quest. And in so doing, unlock the 5th circle in what is now known as Abyssos. So, since combat is obviously required, let's dress for the occasion. And for those of you who are wondering, I have made it a point to, if only a little, get my grinding going on the new tombstone. So Rika does have a 620 ring now. I'll need to make sure to get her a 610 ring from Abyssos as we go along. But yeah, I will need to make it a point to try and grind as much as I can before 6.3 comes around. But rest assured, when I do, we'll be able to have her at max efficiency for whatever gets thrown our way for the next patch. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and open up the new addition to Pandemonium, Abyssos, the 5th circle. While the identity of Pandemonium's assailant is yet unknown, Eric Thonios makes no effort to hide his doubts concerning La Habrea, who he suspects is using the infernal prison for private experimentation. As if to confirm to the warder's suspicions, a familiar appears in the halls of Asphodelos, claiming to be none other than the chief keyword himself. The creature mocks you with cryptic warnings before vanishing, leaving naught but questions in its wake. Their answers beckon from the shadows of Abyssos, daring brave souls to seek them out. And to be here, your item level has to be no lower than 585. So, shall we be on our way? And so, the three of us are heading deeper into Pandemonium. When all of a sudden, yeah, we're getting warped away. I don't think this is what we wanted to have happen here. But this is how we're getting introduced to Abyssos as we enter the 5th circle, and look what awaits us. Especially in this cage. In an arena that reminds us of the Hesperos fight, where touching the spikes is bad. As we look up at our opponent, the Proto-Carbuncle. Yeah, this thing is not cute and adorable like the carbuncles we know. It is a very, very stark contrast. So, with Themis' power, who's going to be accompanying me on this journey to fight this ugly monstrosity? Well, there's my team. And there's that ugly abomination. Someone said, can I get this carbuncle for Summoner? No, but maybe we'll get it someday as a mount? I wouldn't be surprised if they did something that silly. Truth be told. Oh, he's gonna run to the side here. We're gonna need to run behind him. Dodge those spikes while you're at it, though. Because, yeah, I think these are Mega Man style spikes. Just like they were in the Hesperos fight. Let's load up and start taking these things down. Here's the first big thing to worry about. Him separating the field, as it were. Just not quite there to hit my shot. And we've lost the Reaper, sadly. But the Reaper's right back into it. You know, what can I say? I really want to set up Life Surge in this fight. But you can see what it's kind of doing. All of its attacks are inspired by the various forms of Carbuncle. We've seen Topaz, we've seen Ruby. We obviously want to avoid that stuff. Here comes more Ruby Glow. So now we've got it quartered off. And we can also see how it's going to lay out here. It's a fascinating thing how they set that up, because it also climbs the makeshift walls that this carbuncle sets up, and it actually goes from being a small affection to affecting the entire quadrant that's AoE is in. Okay, here comes another giant ugly laser. And we don't want to get crunched by this thing, but there's a tank buster. Tank buster in play. Alright, step again. Yeah, leg. Yeah, well, everyone's chilling out on the side here. Maybe I should be doing the same. Come back over here. Now we have Acidic Slaver. Because unfortunately we're going to get caught here. And now we're going to transition. Because the acid that the carbuncle was using is going to be done. Because now that he sees an opening, he's going to try and break out. He's had enough of being caged. He wants to go free. It's like I said, it's a stark contrast from the carbuncle you used to know. Not only that, he sees food and wants to eat it. Even if it's a big ugly slime. Even if it's a big ugly slime, he'll have his way with it. As we now continue on into the next phase. And where do I want to be standing? It looks like we're good over here. And we are. There we go. And take that. A little life surge your way. Now what's he got in store? And he seems to be content to take his time until he does this. The Venom Squall. Which means we need to make a break for it and scatter as much as we can. Can I hit from this range? Just. Unfortunately, the Reaper bites the bullet again. Which means that I have to give the Dragon Sight to the next available DPS. And then we'll proceed to use Pogo Nastron Stardiver. Get that all set up. And just keep going. Okay, more Topaz Stones are coming. This time they're in an irregular pattern. It's going one at a time, but apparently we want to stand over here. Because we have a little move that's similar to the extreme version of Sephiroth. Wait for his guard to drop here. Doesn't seem to be content to do that, but now he does. Oh, hold on. Not finished yet. I gotta come over here with everyone else. Then... oh, I'm getting confused here. Yeah, now start running. Now start running. Start running. Start running. Jeez, the tank almost bit it. And now has. And as a result, he's dead. Thankfully, the other tank is still going strong. Ow is right. Where we want to be. It seems like this is the place to go. But then as that happens, a new twist is added. And we want to escape as one transitions to another. And then run away from Big Ugly Laser again. There we go. Oh, careful, careful. And it's facing that direction. And I was shadowing it. Here comes more Ruby Glow to worry about. Everyone switches over here. So it seems like we're on the right side for now. This is going to change at some point. Which it does. And there, yeah, you can see how the combinations are now being utilized to full effect. You know, it's one that leads to another that leads to another. Puts us in our situation. But we've been holding our own pretty good so far. He's down to a quarter of his health left. Start putting up some debuffs again. More Ruby Glow. I can hit him from here, but doing so is a bad idea. Okay, those go up. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, oh. Stop shadowing me! Stop shadowing me! Oh, jeez, that was too scary. That could have gone all sorts of horribly wrong there. That could have gone all sorts of horribly wrong. Thankfully, I would save myself up to my second wind. I think there's another Toxic Crunch for us to worry about. So once I have the opportunity, once 10% comes around and this Ruby Glow comes and goes, I will pull the trigger on the Limit Break. like everyone is running over here. Let's get ready to move when needed. And go. It's a triple limit break. But it doesn't look like you're done yet. Oh! But I could be in a moment. If I don't hit the sprint. Yeah, he's done now. He's pretty much cooked. And this creepy uber giant carbuncle is now going to be officially pacified. It's a good thing this thing was just a prototype, because, yeah, I wouldn't want this thing to be my companion. As Themis and Ericthonios arrive on the scene. Do what you gotta do, boys. Themis does his thing. Eric does his thing. And put it away. And then Ericthonios does this. And with Themis' help, he is successful in securing it. So yeah, let's hope we never get that as a future companion for summoners. Because, man, was that an experience. I'm gonna play for the rings first. And I got one, alright. I'm good here. I'm ready to move on, as everyone else celebrates victory. And so after our victory, and we cleared off another level, let's have a look around. And look at the mushrooms in the background. So this is where research is conducted on creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Ericthonios and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us. I'll agree with that assessment. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible. Yeah, we don't want that now, do we? Even alone, you are a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious, and I might observe you further. Who goes there? Emerging. We gotta deal with the convocation now. Were the circumstances different, I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long, but I believe we can forego introductions. Unless I have misread you. Yeah, guess who it is? We meet the OG. Yeah, La Habrea. I'm all too familiar, or am I supposed to know who you are? No. Edie and Mathia know exactly who you are, and now Rika does the same. A charming appellation, but I'm afraid I hold no such position. I am La Habrea of the Convocation of 14. And a right sack of shit to boot. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. That can wait. Why? Are you gonna try and talk down to us? Or... what is this? Yep, he's exactly who I knew he would be. Now this is curious. The chap I wove at your feet reacts to ether, but he remain unaffected. Yeah, I have Azim's power. Such thin ether and an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the same results. Like, how dare you? I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Ericthonius' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena. And who's that? Mother! You would dare hide behind her name?! Listen well, Ericthonius. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies for protection, so what harm is there in hearing me? I imagine there's gonna be a lot of harm. How will you justify yourself? Yeah, my face is the same as his. Arcthurius, wait! There's a question I must needs ask first. But will he ever get an answer? If you truly are La Habrea, why speak such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? And he has not changed at all. Say my name. This isn't 2020, you know. Yeah, we're a couple of years past that. A simple request. Themis, was it? A trifle soon forgotten, as are you. Look at the contempt in his face. I have my answer. Yeah, the answer is that you've been bound. The La Habrea that I knew took pride in the convocation and would never suffer its denigration. Oh, but he'll do far worse. He'll do very far worse. But at least he has the courtesy enough to set him free. You sully his station with this farce! As if there was anything to sully. Themis, what are you saying? La Habrea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a fine passing imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real La Habrea would never call me by the name Themis. What would he call you? So yeah, someone else is coming in with a fireball. What trouble letting yourself into, Elizabeth? Oh no. As if we didn't have enough to worry about. In the midst of the smoke, now we have this. Imposter! You have no right to claim that form. That mask. Oh, doesn't he? And he's like, okay, I'll just crush it. Ah, what an ugly face you have. What? Who? It's just one twist after another here, isn't it? And we're only just in the first level of this place. 'Twas a mask that sickened me to wear. Yeah, apparently he has a twin. The Mask of La Habrea. A man who values his position above all. Who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Yet you would assume my name and wield powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have hinges on that which you so despise. Such trite provocations. I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Erechthonius, listen well. I am Abyssos. And it is I whom should call you father. Or you whom you should call father. Wow. What in the name of creation? Yeah, don't give me that look. We would do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order. Let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the La Habrea I know. And apparently that's also Elizabeth. This just gets crazier. And Erechthonius, I can understand his reluctance to walk with him. And so, before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As La Habrea said, I am Elizabeth, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses my deception. Oh, don't worry. You'll be obnoxious enough later on. I had a feeling, or whatever your name is, you're still Themis to me, or I know a thing or two about deception myself. Yeah, about that. That is reassuring to hear. The burdens we bear are heavy enough without adding a grudge to their weight. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as La Habrea suggested and return to the gates. We can speak there. Alright then. Please help him. Save him. Oh, who goes there? Who's calling out to me? Well, we'll know eventually, but for now, let's go ahead and speak with Elidibus to complete the challenge. As you are aware by now, I am known as Elidibus. My dear friend Azim and I detected irregularities in Pandemonium. We decided the best course of action would be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. I am sure La Habrea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall save that story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Although neither Azim nor I have ever met you you came with her highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. That somewhere in the world a guiding star so similar to herself was out there amused Azim to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in her heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I have heard stories that Mistress Vernal, who held the position of Azim previously, journeyed with a familiar such as yourself. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands. Although, aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story, but that is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that. Well, that's kind of reassuring at least. But with this now taken care of, we will take our 2000 gil, a set of 5 Quick Armor Materia Tier 9, plus choice of 3 Tier 9 of Heaven's Eye, Savage Aim, and Savage Might. And in this instance, I will take the Savage Aim. Though I never intend to actually use it.